Huge. This is where the manufacturing starts coming into it. There's so many variables and issues I'm going to run into, and this is just starting with one. It'd be nice to get it mocked up into like a a good solid rolling frame, and then work from there. And I got a set of shocks. They delivered them to my American address, and I got the headlight over there and some other parts. Supposed to be shipped to this address. I don't know, maybe I clicked on the wrong address at the last minute. That thing's not too level. The way the guy welded that, I gotta shim that up. Anyways, the Norton axle is, I think it's around 9/16 or something like that, 1/2 inch. And the Harley one's 3/4 inch. And I'm putting on Harley wheels front and back, so I'm gonna keep this 3/4 inch. So a couple issues, way too long. So I gotta machine this down and thread it at the end. But I won't do that until I get all the spacers, everything in there, how it's gonna go with the adjusters. The other thing is, this is not gonna fit into that 1/2 inch hole there, or 9/16 hole. So I gotta Dremel those all out. And so I gotta Dremel them out bigger, a little bit bigger all the way around. Well, then that's gonna start to make this pretty thin, isn't it? It's gonna get pretty thin there. So then I'm gonna beef this up. Yeah, luckily I got that bike there to work from for the adjuster. The adjuster bolt goes through here and pushes on the shaft. So it doesn't hurt to have a spacer on either end, because the adjuster is going to push on the spacer there. I'm going to use the Norton adjuster. I don't really need this cable. This is for the it's for the brake cable. Yeah, that's for the rear brake, but I'm not using that type of brake. I could cut that off or leave it there. I'm going to go to disc brakes. So this is one thing I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to Dremel this out to 3/4 of an inch. Might make it a little bit longer too this way. That's probably going to be one of the first things. So I can get the axle and I can get the wheel in and I can make the spacers. That's going to be one of the first issues. Luckily, I can stick that in my lathe, and I got the threading attachment on the lathe, so I can thread that. Haven't done that in 40 years, so I got to figure that out. And what I really want is my tank. I really want that tank, and it's in the States, and I got to figure it out. I think I paid around $100, $85 US for that Wazzle tank. And it's metal flake green already. It's old, it's chipped, it's damaged. That's just how I want it. I just want it like that. Same with the headlight. But I need that tank on there because I want to cut the frame. And you really can't do it without the tank. I want to fit the tank on here, and the tank should end in this area in here, I believe. It's kind of a round bubble tank. And then I want to cut this frame, either sweep it down or cut it and lower it into here. Maybe cut this out completely. Probably cut all this out completely and reinforce it this way up. I don't know, I gotta have that tank to do that, and that's the main part. I gotta figure out how I can get that tank. Unless they open up the borders in March, hopefully they do. But meanwhile, I can make the spacers for the front. I need to get a speedo drive to put in the front wheel for the first spacer and then make the other spacers. So I think I can get one of them this week. And this tank, this frame is going to be all silver, just like the other Norton. It's going to be silver like this one. It's going to be silver and green, just like this one. But the frame's going to be all nice and new on this one here, but then the tank is going to be old and beat up, and a couple other, the fender and the headlight pod. Maybe the side covers if I go to maybe a miniature size one of these things. And then the engine's going to be pretty fresh. I'm not going to polish it up like this one. Look at this thing needs to be washed and cleaned. And yeah, my isoelastics, the rear isoelastics, although I found a spacer here, I can put this in because I did find the other spacer. And I'm missing the spacer for the front one. So I've got all of that sitting in the States too, which I kind of need to put the motor in there to mock the motor up. Got to figure out a handlebar, but I need the tank to figure out the handlebar too. So there's a lot of stuff I got to really figure out and plan here. But the first thing is to get the swing arm on, get that drilled and dremeled out, get the rear axle machined down, get that mounted in there. So that's what I'm going to work on. Okay, I feel safer with gloves on. Get some gloves on here. I got that clamped in there. Whenever you drill into a oblong or out of shape hole, good chances for disaster to happen. Wow, that doesn't, especially when you got a bent drill bit. Wow. Wow. Thing's bent. I'm gonna put it in my lathe and see if I can straighten. Well, let's tighten it up some more maybe. Maybe I didn't tighten it up. That's better. Okay. Cutting oil, get some cutting oil in there. This could be scary. I got it. Looks like I gotta clamp this down tighter. And tap this over this way. Yeah, I got to get this to swing a little bit. Oh, too far probably. Let's try that. I'm okay with that. Okay, let's see if I can slide this over, drill another hole here, and then I just gotta grind out what's in between it. close enough to do the other side. Tight in the center. Little tight there, little tight there. I think I got my final. Okay, got those both trimmed out pretty square, I say so myself. Okay, I can put the wheel on there now and then figure out the shimming for this. Get it on the way. Okay, I just cut a piece of rod for in here because that goes through the cradle. Whoa. Let's put this here. Might need this bolt. Okay, so I gotta remember how this all goes together. Yeah, I don't know that goes on that side. Yeah. Pretty sure I got the spacer for this side. It's either the front one or the back one. Oh yeah, that's it there. Just beat that in with the hammer probably. Okay, that's in there. Whew. Okay, missing the rubber. Shoot, this thing wasn't even pointing there, I don't think. I'm missing that rubber there. Like I said, I got those parts. I got a whole used assembly in the States for this here. which is better shape than mine. Okay, so next, let's put the wheel in here. And the axle. There's that freaking bearing again. Seal. Okay, that's about how I want the bike sitting. Because the main thing is you want this level in here. And that's almost 6 3/4, almost 6 3/4 there. And so you want this cradle level. And then let's see what size of shocks I'm going to need. And it's going to be about 12-inch. And that's what I've got. What's the stock ones here? Stock ones are 13. I'm pretty sure the ones I ordered are 12. So I can always re-drill this bolt hole here, higher, lower, back, forward, to change that angle. You even got room here to drop it down 1 inch if I wanted to. So I can adjust that just to keep the bike level. And yeah, now I gotta get a, oh yeah, I got the Norton caliper there. There's the Norton caliper. You know, the Norton Lockheed. And I wasn't sure if this was steel or aluminum. And it's steel, which is good because if I bore that out a little bit bigger to go through the 3/4 inch axle, you know, it's beefier and stronger for sure. If that was aluminum, it would be pretty too thin probably, but that's steel. Or I got the Harley one here. This is off a 2003 Fat Boy, I believe. I think she was a Fat Boy. 4-piston caliper. And the only thing is it's got a weird kind of pivot here for the swing arm on this part. I'm not quite sure what to do with that. Could cut that right off square and drill a hole on there. Well, it needs to pivot, like slide. So, and so does the Norton one. I need somebody to get a picture of a Norton rear swing arm with the rear caliper on it. I've been looking online trying to find a picture of the swing arm where this slot goes in. Is it just a welded on bar onto the swing arm, or is it an arm that comes up? Like, that's what I need to figure out. I need to see one. So this is going to go like that. Looks like it lines up with the shock hole here. That'd be cool if that was the case. Lines up perfectly with that. I think, well, maybe not if I put it down there. So I got to put the disc on and the sprocket on, and I got to machine one or the other. I can't remember. Just it's slightly a 1/16 of an inch too small, so I got to bore it out a little bit bigger. I'll do that on my lathe, and bolt that on, bolt the sprocket on, and then I can make the spacers, the proper spacers for this thing. But I think I'd like to go with the Norton one. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I don't have the pads, or I do have the hoses for this one though. It doesn't matter, one or the other, I guess. The Norton Lockheed one's pretty cool though, kind of matches everything. This polish this all up nice, that look cool, that look really nice. Might even bead blast the rim, paint it to match the frame, or keep it like a bare aluminum like this. Yeah. Anyways, that'll be in the next video. I'll figure out which one I'm going to do, but if anybody's got a picture of what the swing arm looks like, or what goes in here, is it just a bolt from the shock, or is there a pin that sticks out of the swing arm that I got to weld on? I have no idea. Okay, that's going to be it for today. Sunday afternoon, and it's Miller time. I was going to make a bigger tank out of this thing here, but kind of hard to gasoline proof it. Only got one left. Okay, cheers.